Welcome back. I've been a little bit busy this week. I just hope I can remember how it goes back together. Welcome back, episode 2. So this is how we left it last time, basically just a frame with some wheels on. So we're going to be taking apart the headlights, take the clocks off, we're going to be disassembling this hydraulic front brake, taking the wheels off, swing arm and dropping the forks out. Basically stripping it down into its major components, and then we can see what we need to get ready for the powder coaters. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to start off with the clocks. These basically quite simple. So unscrew. I've already put some oil on them to give them a helping hand coming off, but nothing too major there. And when you're doing a project like this, you know, if it's your first one or you're just starting off, don't be put off by the wiring loom and loads of wires. Put a bit of tape, masking tape round the connections and mark on it, write on it where they go. But with this one, it's quite straightforward and simple. And all the information that I need are basically in the book. So I've got a Haynes manual for it. Tells you what colour wires do what, and there's not a lot to it. It's quite a basic design. So yeah, let's loosen that off. Let's figure out how they come off. And again, not too bad of connections. Everything, it looks pretty good in there. Let's just take this headlight off. First to the 5th, 05, and when it ran out, so it's quite a few years. Okay, the bulbs are pulled off the back, and that is that's the rev counter. Obviously got the high beam, neutral and turn signal, so I will dismantle those and give that a clean up. So that's one off there. Next is the speedo. Take that one out. There's the bracket for obviously to hold the dials on. And obviously this has got some rubbers on here to dampen down the vibrations into the clocks. Take the horn off. There's a couple of little bits I just want to keep inside of there, and obviously the rubber mount. Indicators next. Let's take these off. That's the wires disconnected from that. On the right hand, which is the throttle grip there, there's an engine run and stop. So that's the kill switch. Again, I'm going to leave that because that's going to be the wiring section of the build, where I should probably be re-wrapping these this loom anyway, tidying it up to see what the state of the wires are like. So we're just going to put that to one side. We'll come back to that later on in the build. That'll be the fun part, reconditioning all of this. So you've got cracks in there, got cracks in the protective plastic. We can sort all that lot out, tidy that up, give it a spray on all the connections with WD-40, blow them out dry, and clean everything up. Let's pop that out of the way, carry on with this. So we're going to loosen off the hydraulics, get this fluid out. You don't particularly want to get this stuff everywhere, it's quite nasty stuff. We're going to be buying a new brake pipe. So there you can go, you can see it. Okay, I've drained the fluid, and inside there you can see there's a load of gunk in it. It smells as well, so it's very old. I'll show you there, discoloured. So we're not keeping this piece, we're going to replace it with a aftermarket piece. So that's basically going to go on the scrap pile. And now we're going to take the brake caliper off. So this is the version with the brake disc. There we go. I'll slide that off. And there we have it. So I'm going to strip that down, possibly put new pistons in it. So all sorts of fluffy stuff in it. And obviously new disc pads. So that'll get repainted and rebuilt. I've just taken the gaiters off for these fork, and what I've just opened up, there's a nice pile of mess there. So something's leaking quite bad in there, and yes, that's a bit of a gooey old mess happening in there. So I'll leave that tissue on there, soak that up, and we'll concentrate on taking the front wheel off, I think. So pull the split pin out, undo the nut there, give it a bit of a tap. I think that's going to come off. Okay, there we have it. Just shift that wheel, put the bike down. That's one wheel off. So I've loosened off these two pinch bolts here, which clamp it round. That's one. This one here. Pull that off. That's two. And the other side of the plate that holds the headlight on, the bracket, sorry. So that's that for now. So I'm going to work on the back now and take the wheel off. Right, I've done the castle nut on that side. What I'm trying to do now, that's the chain adjuster. Trying to get this pin through. It's obviously been on there quite a few years. Obviously the bearings we're going to replace. There's a bearing inside the sprocket carrier as well, so we're going to replace that, clean all that up and see how that turns out. So that's the wheels off the frame, rear shocks off. That's quite easy, just undo some of these bolts. Two rear shock absorbers off, put those to one side. Now we've got to master now, it's getting the swing off. So I should undo the bolt there and try and get the pin out of that. Just pin out. Okay, pin's out. And inside the swing arm here we've got two bushes which are going to be replaced. And I've just got to get this piece off here. I've got to get this nut cleaned up so I can see what I'm doing. That bit holds the rear brake in place. One final piece. So unscrew this, the top off, unscrew this piece, which won't be done up tight anyway, won't pinch the bearings too much. Take that off, some dust cover, washer on top with a few bearings in, drop it down. And there we have the loose bearings. I'm going to keep hold of those. This is all going to be cleaned up. And that's more or less it. One GP90 frame, completely stripped. That's it. And that's going to be sent off to the powder coaters along with all the other bits. This is going to be satin black, it's going to come back in. Satin black for most of the bits, might have a couple done in silver, but that's the colour we're going to go for. So yeah, it's pretty gunky, pretty dirty, and a lot lighter. So that is that. So I'm going to lay it all out, so I'm going to have a good look at all the bits, and I can show you guys as well what it all looks like laid out flat. And then we'll get to it and get it all piled up in a box. Strip down is done. There's all the individual bits and pieces, the rear wheel, the frame, the steering, front wheel, there's the forks, the tank, and then of course the engine. It's going to be doing a fair bit of work on the engine. A bit. The gearbox and the seat. It's the old indicators. So that's it, that's done. So now I'm going to put a pile together ready for the powder coaters. The rest of it we're going to work on each week and repair, replace, refix and put it all back together. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. No, don't do that. I don't do that. Just do it quietly. Well, that's it. End of episode 2. It's all in bits. Now you know that anyway. You've just seen the video. Well, thanks for watching. It's all over. No, it's not. It's just started. This is definitely not all over. Oh God, I'll go back to camping, I think. I can't think of anything to say. Oh, come on, let's do it. Oh, bottoms.